Cameron.
Yeah.
Struggle, but I've got the arcane plant that we needed.
Not the arcane plant, I said the Arcane Roots. Like and subscribe.
3, 2, 1. So here we are, we're with Arcane Roots. They've just arrived.
Hello.
As I'm aware. You just turned up. Where have you come from, guys?
Surrey.
Yeah.
West Sussex,
Did
Surrey.
full drive today.
How long was
Big
that?
old drive.
3 hours and
3.5, yeah.
I think we'll start this podcast with it. What's your favourite service station?
Oh, it's a popular question.
Cobham.
Is it?
Cobham is-
That's
we
so
were hoping
disappointing.
that would
We
be
thought
a good
we are
question.
so funny and clever and unique.
Although T-Bay.
T-Bay on the way down from Scotland is the guy on the
Any like
A1.
Marseille if you're going away from the UK.
But that's non-UK.
Well,
that depends
doesn't
where
work.
you're saying. You're
We're
saying
keeping
UK,
it.
or
We're
UK.
keeping it very Brexit.
Right. It wasn't a bad one we went to today on the. I don't know where we were. On the
I like
A1,
Cobham because you know you're nearly home.
Yeah. I think that's more of a.
That's
quick
Harry
McDonald's
our video guy gave us a similar answer that was more like he said a shell.
Shell
Right.
garage, was
A
it?
shell,
any
just a shell
general-
garage, but
general
because of the reason why is why
discount.
it's his favourite one. I was like,
Sentimentality.
yeah,
Right.
sentimentality.
He lost his virginity there.
So, are you guys on tour at the moment? You are, aren't you?
In a weird way, yes.
Yeah. So how's
Jumpy around kind of thing.
Yeah, so these dates were meant to be at the front, but we all got really sick and had suffered many consequence. So it was just one of those. I think it's our very first ever. Just everything went wrong.
Yeah.
So we just was like.
I think that's sensible though. I think bands don't really do that when they probably should.
Do you have one in mind that hasn't done that? Because Lower Than Atlantis played Birmingham and he had no voice.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
No, that's nothing. I've
I
done
mean,
that loads of times.
But he wasn't singing at all, kind
Right,
of thing.
okay.
So I think he had Brixton the next week, so he's sort of saving for that. And obviously, it's a huge show for him. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
understandable.
yeah.
But
We did our first show with Biffy, and I had no voice
really?
whatsoever.
Oh,
And we'd met them like a couple of weeks before, and we're like, yeah, idols. And then like obviously secretly, you're like,
Yeah.
can't wait to show them our band. I bet they're watching tonight. And then I just got very sick and just squeaked through the show. It was lovely.
How many shows did you have with them?
Just
That first time was 3, I think.
3, I
Was
think.
it?
So yeah, by the last show, I'd kind of got audible. And
So
kind
you
of
kind of brought it back from.
hopefully, I mean,
I'm sure you did.
I hope so. Yeah. It's. I mean, I'm sure it's worse for the user rather than. I'm sure everyone was like, it's fine.
Yeah, but you've got to get the satisfaction out of your job, don't you? So if you're
Absolutely.
feeling frustrated, you still got to.
you can always tell when someone, at least I feel like I can always tell when someone in a band isn't enjoying a show.
Yeah, I've got a big.
It's obvious,
It kind of makes. I didn't think it would be a thing, but we talk about it quite a lot, and like especially when you're watching Glastonbury or something like that, and you're like, that guy's not happy. Like, there's something.
You see
Yeah.
Kings of Leon do that. in
Yeah,
Reading once.
Reading 2009,
Was this the one
where they stopped the BBC filming it halfway through. That one, and we were like, they started having a go at the crowd, which was really weird. They were like, if you're hearing that noise, by the way, it's a lady with a big packet of crisps. They started going at the crowd, being like, Lee's yesterday was way better than this. Why are you being so cold, Reading? Blah blah blah.
Wow.
And then they all got in a
Great.
huddle halfway through, and then they just carried on. But it turns out that they'd said to whoever side of stage, stop filming it. We don't want to film
didn't
it.
know they did
And
that.
so they would. I think then cut to Edith Bowman at the time, whoever was doing the BBC Three coverage, and they're like,
Cover
"Well,
for
that's
the
all.
next.
That's all we've got time for. Let's cut to Bastille on the Festival Republic stage, or whatever it was at that point." But that was bizarre. And did anyone see? What's his name? Chris Christopherson at Glastonbury.
No.
This year.
What a legend. Is he still alive?
Yeah, he's still alive,
Okay.
but he was playing this set with just him and 2 other acoustic guitarists, so 3 guitarists, and he had one of those monitors with the lyrics on the on the stage
Teleprompter.
floor. Yeah, and then he wouldn't know when the song had ended or how to end the song.
Right.
So then he just go, I think that's how the song ends. And then they'd just be like strumming and going,
Honesty.
yeah, and then just like, and then it would just kind of fizzle out. It was bizarre. It was like, surely you don't need the money that much to do.
He
that
must be
kind of thing.
pressing
Yeah, sure he does.
pressing age buttons.
Has he got a famous
now.
daughter? Or is that someone else?
It's Chris Christopherson is
I know.
the
Yeah. Like
I feel like I
actor
need to be
slash-
honest now. I don't think I know who Chris Christopherson is.
Actor slash.
Yeah, you probably know him more as an
country
actor
musician.
now than
Right.
you would as a
Yeah, yeah.
musician. But
What
kind of
was it-
think
what's
think
it
like a
in?
Johnny Cash
Oh,
compatriot.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And kind of what was it the Knights the White Knights of something Knights of Satin something big hit.
Nice and white satin.
Yeah, maybe.
Is that the Moody Blues?
No, but there was like a load of them. They all got together and they're kind of like you know how like the Beatles got together with Clapton and like, they all did like a band for a little bit.
A super mega band.
Yeah, yeah.
Was he
Like,
thingy-
was he in the
was
wild
he in, like,
strawberry
I don't know.
wild travelling?
Was he?
Wilburys?
Was he?
Wilburys.
Wasn't
I don't think so.
Flea was the little.
Was he Thingy and Blade, or was that someone else?
That was
He
That was
Who's that guy?
Whistler.
Whistler. Yeah. Who
was that
Was
not?
that him?
You're gonna
I
have
have
guys.
no
You're gonna have to
idea.
stop filming this.
Yeah.
You're making us look like idiots.
Stop filming.
We don't know who Chris Christopherson is.
Going, actually talking about you guys
Okay.
for a minute now. Did you intend to call your album the hardest thing to pronounce ever?
It was a test.
Yeah.
amazing.
It was a
If
test.
you can't pronounce it,
Yeah.
you probably
Yeah,
won't
yeah,
enjoy
yeah. That's it.
Because how am I supposed to ask Siri to play it? Like
Yeah.
from a car? Like,
And
what we're
That's
asking
it. We're
for.
breaking the digital age. You have to
That's
go buy
it.
the
the
CD.
best thing was when our producer, I think, was putting the files together, and under the folder he spelt it MELONCOLLIER.
Okay. Right, as in like a
like a
small
dog,
dog.
with a melon, a melon dog.
Melancholia.
And I think with the new record there is that shift in sonic sound. That was, I imagine, on purpose and not just that.
Just whoops.
Yeah.
What's happened?
Just Jack trying to do his thing. Sorry, mate. Sounds good, mate, but I'm thinking about this 808 marimba.
I would like to say I like Arcane Roots with a marimba.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean,
Maybe
you know
next
what? It's
album.
actually a fairly.
Find it.
It's made as they've all made the 808 classic MIDI set. Yeah, no, of course, yeah, it was. I mean, I think to even use the lexicon of the album, we kind of just didn't apply a filter really to our output as maybe, and I really feel like for me certainly anyway, kind of this whole process is sort of realising you're stupid for over and over again and kind of just being like, well, there was sort of no real reason why I didn't do that, and
Yeah.
and now I've just
Well, I
decided
suppose
that I
when you-
will.
When you're starting out as well, you've probably got, when you're rehearsing writing songs, you've got your stack and your guitars and your drum kit.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when you kind of get into the industry properly and you're getting probably a lot of gear gifted to you at a good price, you can buy other things and start experimenting. And then obviously with the rise of GarageBand and everything like that, you can then say, well, what about if we did do this? Whereas at the start, you're like, I've got this distortion pedal, and
Yeah, certainly. I think I mean, to be fair, most of it was through necessity. Just someone needs to do this, and no one is. So most kind of things that are sort of curses and benefits now, as far as just, well, this needs to be done and we need to kind of find a way of doing it, and we want to do it a particular way, and we don't know anyone who will or can, or we can't afford to pay for that or whatever, and so that position is kind of just been kind of like starting a business. You're the CEO, do you know what I mean? Like, so
everything is your job.
yeah, exactly, and so it's a blessing and a curse. It's great for, like, you know, a strange kind of return to the idea in a weird way of, you know, when you're 14 and you think of I'm going to be in a rock band and it's going to be huge. We're going to play Wembley and it's going to be an orchestra and we're going to, oh my god. And then you kind of get your head down, and then we kind of made a lot of albums, just the three of us, just hammering it away. And then this time it was kind of
It's your
with
third
the art.
album now, isn't it?
I don't know what counts anymore, really.
Second, it must be second full length.
Yeah, I think that's it legally.
Yeah.
I think. But yeah, we didn't go away for that long, but we did. We did
What-
lots in between.
What was the going off and you say about being 14 and what was the biggest surprise going forward that was like, this is how I think the music industry is, and then when you actually
You haven't got
part of
enough time. You have not got enough time.
What's the biggest one that stands out to you? The one that's like, fuck, I wasn't expecting this when I signed a record deal.
The thing that matters least is the music bit. Everything else, the other M word is much more important than Madonna. Than
I thought you meant Maradona. He is
Dreams
due a
of-
new album.
Dreams of Pele. My new album, Dreams of Pele. No, it's yeah. If anything, that was a huge part of why we are how we are. I think it was just mainly the people I looked up to and the people we wanted to be like, and the ideas we wanted to contribute, and the band we wanted to be like. All of those things aren't important, and kind of there's no much like life. You're 14 or whatever, and you're like, oh cool, I'm going to work really hard at this, and I'll be fine for the rest of my life. But you're not. People do that all the time. Amazing bands go bankrupt, or never get discovered, or for whatever reason, how many millions of bands people are like, oh my god, remember that band? How would they not? And it doesn't. It doesn't count. It was a huge blow that I was like, I expected to be shit. Do you know what I mean? I expected people like, why haven't you written 20 songs today? Like, why are you not doing this? And it's actually, we find most of our time kind of being like stamping our feet, kind of being we're trying really hard to do this thing here. Does that not mean anything, or like we have to push really hard to get the thing we want to get across? Whereas, often people just kind of care who you produced it with, or where you recorded it, what the story was behind the record, rather than.
Are you still working with Jamie Osman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
He's our guy.
Yeah, he's our guy.
We once had a row about service stations on Twitter.
Right.
That's where
as in
the
a
question came
genuine
from.
row, or
No, as in he
a
said
banter row.
Beaconsfield was the best one. And
It's okay, M40, yeah, it's alright.
I disagreed with him.
Yeah,
He's
no, it's
wrong.
alright. It's okay.
It's Oxford.
I think it's just an extra, isn't it?
So,
It's alright.
You'll
Good.
do.
The burrito place is great.
so is it? Are you signed to Easy Life, or who are you signed?
That's a very interesting question. We're tied to everything at the moment. Yeah, as in it's all. I think everyone's spring cleaning at the moment, so
Right.
we're kind of half of one, half of the other. I think we're the last band, to be part of that.
Easy Life 1.0.
Yeah, and kind of. So I think this is our last record on that, and then.
And then are you shopping around, or are you?
I mean, to be fair, actually, I've had a lovely time.
Yeah.
And they have been great and left us to do what we wanted to do. And when we have been unhappy about something and we just say, pick a fight with that thing that we don't like, or get us out of that thing that we don't want to be a part of, they've been great about that, and kind of just
I
left
think it's
us
nice
to
as
make
well,
the
isn't it?
record.
Because Jamie knows his rock music as well. It's clear.
Yeah.
It's clear that
Yeah.
that's the lane that they're going for,
Yeah.
and that's what they're working towards. It's not like if you're on, like, say, RCA, for example, and
Yeah.
you're like, okay, well, you're our rock band, and
Yeah.
this is what we're going to try and push through to you, and then so.
We certainly didn't deliver what they signed us for. So as far as I'm concerned, that is great. And the fact
Did
that
that damage relations at all? Or was that
not in the slightest. No, we sent. If anything, actually, we the original stuff we went over, we're like, cool, we're dipping our toe into this, what do you think? And then everyone was like, we love it, don't change a thing. And we're like, oh no, that was just the first round.
Yeah.
We're going to change everything.
We're going to change everything repeatedly. So absolutely hats off to them. They've been...
People
The lights
listening.
have just
my
like,
birthday today. Yeah, no, it's they've been amazing, and so have our team. Considering we
Through
really
the
kind of-
many curveballs.
yeah, repeatedly. So.
what's the plan? Obviously, you're still going through the cycle. The album came out earlier this year. What's left for this cycle? What's on the bucket list for this cycle? And then when is the plan of saying, let's start thinking about the next one and what we can do?
It was
in the
only a
next
month
one?
ago the album came out, wasn't it?
Well, usually the next idea comes on the day that we finished.
Clean Cut Kid
Yeah.
said the exact same thing. They said
Yeah.
as soon as they press like go on that, like as in this is finished on their last album, they were like, should we start the next one? Yeah, okay. And that's so
we literally.
surprising to me.
Well, I mean, if we didn't, that's when I'd be worried.
Right.
Yeah.
As in, if you don't have an idea of that was great, but we could do this, then I think I wouldn't be interested in doing it anymore. And that is still the most appealing thought to me, and having fresh ideas. And we very much felt like at the end of this record we had discovered or created a fluency in this kind of new language that we wanted to speak, and now we're kind of like, well, let's go and have a conversation. Let's go and really do something about it. And so yeah, no, already there's kind of we've started new ideas and lots of new things. There's still lots to come from this album. We very much saw it as just a kind of point, and the idea was very much to try and present it in a slightly different way, and kind of most of these things are just invented to appease if we were our own fans.
Yeah.
But I love the idea of that kind of bootlegging kind of, oh, do you love it? I loved it when they played it like this,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
you know, and I love the idea of doing alternate versions of stuff, and maybe playing stuff in a slightly different context, and kind of maybe filling some different spaces with our kind of
Yeah, have you
music.
got a venue in mind that you're thinking that's our next target? That's our
There's a few in mind. I like the idea that very much kind of with this tour, I like the idea of turning up to the venue you go to normally and expecting what you would normally expect, and
Yeah.
then you get something very different. And that's kind of been our thesis really for this tour is bringing an arena worth of lights into your local pub. And so that's been kind of fun, and we've been playing the new songs in a certain kind of way, and then
they all being reworked for the
and I think we do that kind of anyway, but this has kind of been a bit more purposeful.
I think that's one of the joys of using like more programming and stuff like that, isn't it? It's like saying, okay, well that's how we originally saw it, but let's make it evolve and
we go back
as well.
and look at the old songs and kind of treat them in a similar way. And I think with technology, you know,
There's only so many times you can play like an F sharp in a certain way, isn't there?
well, but then that's the fun thing is that you almost don't really know what corner you're going to turn, and you know, come the next album we'll probably rework everything again. But I wanted to bring back the idea of that you would go to one tour and hear a song played a certain way, and then come to another tour and hear it played completely differently. And you might hate that version, and you might love the old version, but then hopefully someone's made a recording of it, and that kind of idea of that community thing, and like the bands we used to love, and watching them and collecting their little bits, you know.
The album was 2 years in the making. Like to me, if I spent 2 years on something, it would like always break my heart trying to change that.
And
We
so
change
precious.
it every day
It changed.
for 2
Amazing.
years.
Yeah.
Never stayed
As in,
the same
there
for
are-
very long.
There's at least many duplicates of every song that are nothing like that song that got through. So we could probably we've probably at least got 5 albums material of different, complete, not even like, it has the same chorus, as in completely different. While we kind of
And would you, going forward, think, oh, let's return to that, or is it now that's done?
sometimes something. There was a song called "The Wait," and the ending of that is still something that excites me quite a lot. And there's a new song that has kind of a kind of slight link back to a song we have called Solemn, and kind of, so those ideas kind of float around, but the Meshuggah Destroy, Erase, Improve is certainly our mantra. I think it was pretty brutal.
One thing I wanted to bring up is a bit of a strange one. Is I was doing research on old interviews you'd done, and a vocal exercise you perform is singing White Christmas. Is that true?
What?
Yeah. Andrew?
Is
Wait,
it?
explain.
As in all year round?
Oh
As in,
my
as,
God.
as a,
Okay,
as
so
a vocal exercise to warm up the low notes
I
that you'll sing White
do.
Christmas.
I don't know where this. All I remember is trying. I don't know where this is from. I'd love to know. I remember is singing the last line of White Christmas, and I was like, oh, I think it was. I don't know. I must have been talking shit, but I was like, oh, I'm going to practice it every day until I can get those notes, and because it's like, Merry Christmas, it be.
Right.
Whoa, like it's so low for me, and I remember all of us in the van trying to do it, and we were like, "Yeah, that's really ridiculously low." Yeah, because I can't sing very low at all.
We were speaking to Lewis Canner, who played the festival early today, and he said that his tactic for hitting the low notes is just going on a big night out.
Right, yeah.
And
In the
then
morning,
he
you're
can't-
meant to have.
And then he can't do the high notes, so he has
Right.
to do the low notes.
That's it. No, I can't.
I think that sounds like terrible advice.
Yeah,
That's it. Yeah, more boring the better. That's the
Silly
route
Lewis.
to.
Tea and early nights.
Yeah, tea early nights practice, and just it's boring. If anyone's like, "Do you want to?" and you just say no. That's where we live. That's where we thrive. That's the new cool. Say no to everything.
Yeah.
And there's Yes Man book or whatever it is. No
Oh,
man.
say
no to everything.
Yeah.
Do you want to have fun? No.
I'm singing White Christmas by myself.
Yeah.
Leave me
How
alone.
I'll repeat.
dare you? I will be singing Bing Crosby's.
Is it Bing, isn't it?
Is it Bing or Bill?
No, it's in
Bing.
Bing.
Bing
Bill.
Crosby.
Bill is.
Bill Crosby's-
We don't talk about
No,
Bill.
no.
That interview we did with Bill.
Did you do an interview with him?
No, I'd love to though.
Imagine.
As in,
I mean,
with my
But-
childhood memory
I'm
of
amazed I've not found that.
But I'm only aware of him in like cartoon form, like in
Bill
The
Crosby?
Simpsons. No, Bill, as in Bill Cosby.
As in the rapist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we're
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
Do you not remember him in?
I never used to watch
in-
that program that he had.
Oh, you're from the Isle of Wight. They probably didn't have it.
I've never heard of him being on British TV at any point.
Was he not on Sesame Street or something?
Probably.
Oh,
I felt like he
maybe.
might have sat a Muppet on his knee.
Yeah.
Put, a
Put his
in
hand up a
mouth.
Muppet.
Yeah. Well, that was that.
That's it.
Yeah, on my birthday as well.
Is it actually your birthday?
No, it's not.
I felt really bad when you said it earlier when the lights came on. I was like,
It was a hit.
birthday.
So what we've been doing is, because we've obviously been talking to a couple of bands,
Right.
we've been asking the last band we interviewed to ask a question to the next band that we speak to.
It's hoping we know who they are.
Now, Connor from Jaws came up with your question, and he
Okay.
says, "Do you know the Arcane Roots?" That was verbatim what his question was. So I want some kind of deep, meaningful answer to "Do you know the Arcane Roots?"
So the arcane is something known by a few. I think that's what the
Dictionary definition.
Do we know the arcane roots? So every now and then we get some kind of cross chatter from, like, I would assume some kind of World of Warcraft.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
The arcane roots, it would need a subject matter. So it would be, do you know the arcane roots of it would be the arcane roots of black magic in the 50s.
The Andes.
But
So it's an incomplete
upon
question.
Yeah.
so
trying to get at.
first of all, yeah, if he wants to get his sentence structure in accordance, then we'll oblige to answer.
That's more than we thought. I thought
Yeah,
we
when you
could
said
get
that,
a deep, meaningful conversation about your inner feelings, and
I mean,
Arcane Roots as yourselves.
If he
I've
means,
heard that,
does he
but
mean like kind of root of
That's what he just said. All he said
you
was
know,
just ask that.
root of
I
newt
think,
or something?
I think he was very tired.
Oh, okay.
He just got off the van literally as we spoke to him, and I'll be honest, I don't think he could be
But
bothered.
do we know them? Was it them or the?
The.
Do we know
You said,
the
do you know
Arcane?
the Arcane Roots?
Do you know the Arcane Roots?
As in to name
As in,
them,
do
as
we
in
know
like
us?
Botanicus
But
Hereticus.
it was really left. There was no more elaboration. Sadly, we should have
that.
pressed for more.
It's because
right?
he was talking about, because they're from Birmingham, and so the band Peace, and
Right.
so he was talking about how he gets loads of shit interviews because they're both from Birmingham. They say to Jaws all the time, "Do you know? Are you friends with Peace? Do you know?"
Strange.
Yeah, so
So-
we were like,
so-
what do you want us to ask bands
Right.
that makes it more interesting? And
He just said, "Do you know the Arcane Roots?"
I imagine that's kind of like a rare form of garlic,
Yeah.
only known by a few. Hibiscus.
and we have Circa Waves next as well. I don't know. Do you have any question? It could be anything. So
Doesn't it? It doesn't have to be
doesn't
about that.
music.
Think of something that
When
could
I
really
see
throw them
Circa
off.
Waves, sometimes I've seen them on a thing, and I'm like,
Oh, girl.
isn't that Circa Survive?
Oh,
That's who I
Circa
think
Survive. I
of.
remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
They were good.
I don't know.
Think of something
Something
deep, something that we can get an exclusive on.
So what's a Circa?
a train is
As in,
travelling
like-
from at 30 miles an hour and leaves at 3 o'clock. What's
So like,
topical? What's
isn't
happening?
so
What's
Circa
happening?
like that's like. I remember that band. They were Circa.
Circa,
1985
yeah, from
So they're from
Latin.
Waves. Is it?
Yeah.
As in like circumference.
Circus. Latin.
Okay. So they're from the waves.
question.
A gamma wave and a travelling at 80. What's your favourite type of wave?
Which waveform were you circa?
What waves are there? So
Yeah.
there's-
From which wave were you
From which-
originated?
Yeah.
From which wave did you circa?
Yeah.
Okay, we will ask them which way did you circa, and then see what their answer will be. I think it might throw them off. They probably haven't thought about the name that much, but we'll find out. And then we don't want to keep you any longer because obviously you've got
Got a rock show today.
got
It's
a
actually a
load
rock show today as well.
Yeah.
Rare one.
No synths.
No
just
synths.
rock.
None of this guff.
Just
rock.
It's a
Is
heavy
that just
stage.
because it could be
Have you been here? They don't care about things. Just guitar, bass, drums, straight in. Bosh.
Punk.
That's it, punk style. I'm gonna play
Germans by the sea.
Germans by the Sea. We're gonna play Basket Case.
Yeah.
And we're gonna play.
Chop suey.
We're gonna play a rare version of a Black Flag song called. Ugh.
It's called R.
Me and Sheldon do have a theory that every band ever should play a cover in the set, regardless of
Who's
who
this?
they are. We think.
Oh, really?
Right.
Yeah.
We think every band. It doesn't matter what. Even if you're headlining Reading, you should be by law have to do a cover.
I feel like I'd be like, do you remember when we saw that? When we saw Korn and they did Another Brick in the Wall
Oh, I
in
think
France,
I
and we
saw-
were like, oh, don't.
It's a bit
I
cringe.
saw Red Hot Chili Peppers covered the Bee Gees, but like
They,
it was
they,
a bit,
they.
Oh,
do
but that
a
was
load of
that was
covers,
from the
don't
Lord
they?
Not Saviour though, surely.
but it wasn't a very known Bee Gees song.
Right.
Yeah, no,
If
yeah,
there's
yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
So they're
yeah.
almost
How deep
trying
is
to
your
pass
love?
it off as their
Was it
own.
not? Surely.
I can't remember. It was 2007. It was depressingly 10 years
100%.
ago now.
How
But-
deep is your love?
But yeah, I remember standing there being like, I don't know this. But you've clearly
You
read
should.
the
It's
set
a
list.
great song. Yeah, I
I'll
know.
give
They
it a
were
listen.
like.
Oh, was that? When was
They're my
that?
It
guys.
was at Coventry Rico Arena.
But that was surely
Stadium
that was
Arcadium.
earlier than 2007.
2007.
2007.
That was
So
a
they did
terrible
Slain in
album.
2006. So yeah, How Deep Is Your Love?
Oh,
Sorry,
wow.
was
That is
in
knowledge. That is
2006, was
incredible.
it? Slain. I thought it was earlier than that.
Well, I was at college at 2004 and I left in 2006, and I must have gone in between somewhere then. So that's all I.
Do
can-
you have this encyclopedian?
They were like John
knowledge?
Shonte was like my guy.
Really?
I used to call him. No, yeah, they were just like my band. I absolutely worshipped. And then like now we're a bit older, and you're kind of like not as good as I remember. But
That's how
at
I
the
feel about
time,
Green Day.
I like, yeah,
Just have to accept how good it was.
Yeah, at the
Yeah.
time.
yeah.
Some things don't age that well.
Yeah, some of them are
And they
great.
come-
Like,
and
you
they
know
come
who've
back round.
aged amazingly? Papa Roach. my God, can they put on a stage show? Like, we thought, oh, they're surely going to be fat and depressed by now.
Yeah,
And
that is-
they were the
that's the first thing I
complete,
thought.
like, absolute
There were people
megazord.
queuing
level.
I went past the venue and they played Birmingham at 4 p.m.
Okay.
The queue was enormous.
Yeah.
I was like, I had no idea they had
We
this
played with them in a little German festival, and they were, I'm not even going to lie, like, I had Infest, but that was about it. And they
The
were
new album cover really
incredible.
grosses me out. It's just someone's mouth.
I haven't seen
It's
that.
called Crooked Teeth. It's
I
just,
just bands like that, just play your old stuff.
But, oh no, they played that new song. Do you remember that amazing new song? We were like, yeah, what a tune! Like, and we were just
Maybe
so
I
we were
should get
blown
them. Maybe
away.
The chance, guys.
Yeah, they were absolutely incredible. I had no idea that was coming. Probably one of my favourite ever gigs. I didn't even mean to have that experience. We were
To
just
be
like, oh,
fair,
this will
when
be
we
fun.
saw Limp Bizkit in
oh, that
2010
was awesome. Yeah.
at Reading, that was
Oh, we saw them. Yeah,
insane.
Sonosphere.
Oh, remember that?
That was the
festival?
weird one. They were like just
Do you
asking
wanna-
for requests.
Yeah, do you want to hear
Yeah,
some
yeah.
new shit? Everyone was like, no.
Wrong crowd.
Yeah.
Tough
Yeah.
crowd.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right, we'll let you go because you've got to go load in. And thank you very much for spending
Thank
the
you.
time
Thank
with us.
You're
And,
very welcome. Lovely to meet you.
You
Thank
too.
you very much.
And we
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank
we're
you.
just shaking hands. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
And then
Thank you.
have a very good show.
We
very
will.
much.
Ciao.